want to show you three different strategies to do selective color portrait edits in Lightroom CC. Now, with the masking features of Lightroom CC, this edit becomes incredibly easy. We're going to be using the masking window primarily today. When you import your photos into Lightroom, you will get them across the bottom here. Remember that you need to be in the single frame down at the bottom in order to view and edit your photo. So here we've got photo number one. All right, the first edit I want to show you is the selective colors for the eyes. So I'm going to come down here to my masking window, and here I'm going to click on the person number one. It's auto detecting, but I want to just create a mask for the iris and pupil. So I'm going to do a mask for the iris and pupil. Okay, now I want to desaturate or turn black and white everything but the iris and the pupil, so I want to actually invert this mask selection. So currently this mask you can see up here is just the iris and pupils. If I hit Command and I, that's going to invert the mask. So currently now everything but the iris and pupil are selected, and so from here I can come down to my color palette over here and bring my saturation down to 0, or -100 rather. Okay, so with that, now the model is desaturated, but the eyes are not. So if I go back to the edit window, you can see that the irises, the pupils are in color, but the rest of the face is black and white. Now, sometimes when you're going for this type of edit, you want to amplify the contrast of the color to the black and white. So in that case, I might go back to this masking window and add another mask again. All right, so I'm going to go back to people, select the person, reselect the iris and pupil. I'm creating a second mask now. Okay, so that second mask is indeed just selecting the iris and pupil. And with that selected, maybe I want to play slightly with the temperature. All right, making it slightly more blue and bringing up the saturation to make it a little bit more saturated as well. Okay, gotta play with this with a light touch. All right, if you go crazy, it's going to be entirely too fake. So you just want to kind of play with it a little bit, just enough so that there's contrast between the black and white image and the color. So there you go. That's the first edit. Iris and pupil turned into black and white. Edit number two. Here I've got this image with a beautiful sunlit cafe or restaurant and some warm tones in the background. So I want to highlight those in the background. So I'm going to go to my masking window, and I'm going to select my subject. I could select my subject or my person, but I'm going to select my subject in this case. All right, and so you can see that it masks the subject off and everything in the background. In this case, I want to desaturate my model. So I'm going to take the saturation down to -100. And you can see now that the model has been desaturated with highlights the warm tones in the background. All right, so if you've got your model against an interesting backdrop, that can be an option. All right, number three. All right, so here's a photo I took many years ago. And in this case, I want to desaturate the background to highlight the colors in the scarf. All right, so in this case, I'm going to go back to my masking, and I can either select the person or just the subject, just like so. Okay, and in this case, I also do want to invert my mask. So I'm selecting just the background and coming down here and desaturating the background. All right, so now I'm going back to my editing screen, so you can see it's desaturated just the background, leaving the model in color. So there you go. Those are three different ways, super simple, using the masking feature in Adobe Lightroom. Give it a try.